Hey guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Thursday, April the 28th, 2022. Thursday. Today we're pulling from the Game of Thrones Tarot cards. I definitely feel like for some of us this is leveling up. I'm just going to move Temperance up a little bit more so we can see them. But I feel like with Temperance and with the Hangman, I feel like changing our perspective, and I definitely feel like concentrating on our clairaudience, our clairvoyance, our crown chakra, our third eye. I definitely feel like this is leveling up in some way. Maybe now you're getting more vivid dreams where it's like it really stands out, so you start looking those up. Maybe this is of past loved ones. Maybe this is of an actual message coming through, a dream date with one of your past loved ones. Like, I feel like this is like something significant here, where this is not like something small. I definitely feel like this is something they're saying is tangible. I feel like you're working towards this because you definitely see, I think his name is Justin, reading the books. And it's like he is putting his energy. This is something that he wants. We definitely know what Temperance is, but they were specifically showing with the Dragon's Tarot, where the dragon is sitting overhead of the Temperance Angel. They say that Temperance is strength, but now has gained its wings. I can't remember what deck I read that from, but I was like, wow, that's pretty profound. But I feel like this is where it's just like gaining something, like, a new perspective. I definitely feel like it's our crown chakra, our clairvoyance, our clairaudience. Some sort of way you're leveling up here. For some of us, we needed to change our perspective to learn those hard lessons to move forward in life. This is what was needed before things can move forward, because we have the Three of Spears here, so like your ship about to come in. So I feel like with the Six of Spears, it's like, okay, we're moving forward. This is the grounding force we needed to move forward. In an emotional situation, we needed this energy. So right now we have 4 planets in water, and we're in Taurus territory. We're in Taurus energy, chi energy, where we're grounding ourselves. We are heading into a Mercury retrograde. So what is the best thing to do before Mercury retrograde? I'm telling you, meditation. Ground your energy, get your butt outside, sit there, get into Mother Nature. Allow your eyes just to see the beauty and wonder of the world. Allow your ears to hear the birds tweeting and all the other animals coming back to life. The wind blowing through the trees. Simple things that really ground us and bring us back to who we truly are. The Three of Spears, our ship about to come in. Strong, independent person, but you also have allies. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is where they're saying you are not alone. You have allies here. Again, with Temperance, I feel like you're being protected at this transitional time. We have the Moon, and there's a lot of cards here that talk about dreams. So I feel like because we have the Moon here, it's very Pisces, intuition. If we go back to yesterday's card with the yellow hue is following your intuition. So I feel like that's what they're telling us here. Follow your intuition. What is your gut telling you? Well, how do you move forward? How do we change our perspective here? So starting off with Temperance, changing our perspective, clairvoyance, clairaudience. For some of us, this is leveling up. Maybe you're sharpening a skill. Maybe, like with myself, Deborah Silverman for Astrology Answers offers free classes. It's like 4 videos, and then we go on Zoom together. But it's just like, honestly, like, it's like it shows, it takes you more in depth with the elements, combination of elements, the planets, and how they play a role, a pivotal role in how we behave. The elements, how they take a toll, how the signs, astrology signs, how they play a role, how we act, how we interact. Time, suspension, waiting, transition, protection, reveals, sacrifice. So, which the Hangman breaks down to the number 3. So the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, mind, body, soul. So the number of creation. Through the Hangman's experience of altered reality, a new future emerges. And I feel like maybe you went through a hard, realization, and that's what moved you forward. You know what I mean? Like, like I was saying yesterday, I'm everybody's best friend until you give me a reason not to be your friend. Right? But the thing is, it's like, I should have seen it sooner. Like Spirit had warned me about someone. I'm like, really? I'm like, but they're the nicest, sweetest person. No. You know what I mean? It's just like, when someone shows you who they are, believe it. While the Hangman reveals waiting for a decision or a change in circumstance, he also invites you to take a different view of the situation, as you could find an ingenious solution. This card also says a sacrifice may be needed to break the status and forge ahead. Whatever your decision, you can move forward enlightened. So definitely there's something coming in here. They're saying that maybe you put your foot in your mouth. They were saying about maybe you don't have the full story. You know what I mean? That definitely happens. You know what I mean? That's why I always don't judge anyone until I have the full story. I remember being in a dolls collector group for Monster High, and they would tell me, nope, she's no good, da 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 da, or he's no good. And I'm like, well, I haven't experienced that. I haven't seen anything. Like, no one's saying anything. So I'm going to just say, like, people are just picking on them. You know what I mean? For some sort of reason. Nope, they were right. So the Six of Swords, we've learned something. We're moving forward. And, we have these swords in front of us to protect ourselves. We're setting up boundaries. So definitely the moon is all about boundaries. I love how this worked out. Leveling up boundaries. Because when we have the moon, we talk about the wolf moon here. I know it's dogs howling at the moon, but it's specifically with astrology answers tarot cards. When you have the one dog howling at the moon, it looks like a wolf. And the wolf moon is all about cutting out our territory again, calling back in our tribe, to make it strong again. Because sometimes, it happens, when we get into new relationships, we wander off and, the first 6 months, it's all about the relationship. And then, it starts to fizzle out and it's not that hot and heavy anymore. And you start hanging out with your friends again. So it's like calling back in your tribe, calling back people from the past. Maybe as you think of them, they think of you. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is where boundaries come in here with the moon and the Six of Swords. Safety, peace, moving on. The upright shows that it's time to move on after a time of stress and conflict. So I definitely feel like this is like moving forward with, like, we had the 10 of Spears yesterday with the Wonderland Tarot, and they had the 10 of Wands in reverse. And I said, I feel like this is things that we choose to do. So I feel like it's more like hobby stuff. So like with myself, I love to garden. So it's going to feel, I like gardening, so it doesn't feel like, oh, work. I feel it a couple days after. But it's just like, I love being in the outdoors. I love, gardening. My kids love playing in the dirt. So it's just like, it's grounding force for us. You know what I mean? So I feel like in that way, it's just like, making more time for yourself and not feeling guilty about it. You know what I mean? Setting up those boundaries where it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, especially right now, I'm busy. I have a wait list. And it's like, I'm doing the best I can to get to certain people. But it's just like, you know what I mean? I can't control what's going on right now. Anytime I have an opening spot, I try to put someone in there. But I also have to, ground myself. I also have to sit there and regroup, so I can get energized again for the next person. I always want to give everyone like 1,010%. I don't want to give you 1,010% and give this person 10%. That's not fair. So, you know what I mean? Like, I understand people don't want to wait. That's totally fine. I never ask for payment anyway until the reading happens. You know what I mean? So, I'm like, I'll salute to you. Like, I go to multiple readers myself. So, if that's where you want to go, that's totally fine by me. Like, it is what it is. So the Six shows up in a time to move on after after stress and conflict. You may take a physical trip away or step away from a stressful environment, or shift your perspective to find peace within. Overall, this card reassures you that order will return. You may also make a valuable discovery that offers a new perspective on the past. So this is that kind of wording has been showing up a lot. A new perspective on the past. You know what I mean? So maybe there's some, for me, it's just like, it's kind of like catch and release. They were out, they're having a great day. And he said he had to tell her something. And she goes, is it going to make me happy or sadder? And he said sadder. And she goes, don't tell me. So we have the Three of Spears: travel, action, manifestation, success, quirkiness. You're very close to your destination. Your wishes is manifesting now. So when we have manifestation time, it's great to ask for everything we want, but don't forget to thank the universe for everything that you've asked for and now are enjoying. Always be grateful. Show gratitude. You know what I mean? You feel compelled in your heart to thank them more than once for something, then do it. You know what I mean? Obviously it was something that you really wanted and you're enjoying now. So I feel like it's like taking that opportunity to be thankful to the universe for all that they bring in. This is the 3 reveals success, self-expression. So dreams begin to take form. A new project, romance, or a trip materializes. The card can also predict a wedding. An additional interpretation is celebrating your uniqueness through a creative project or sport. Let your quirky talent shine. Judge Judy says this all the time. Find something you're good at and then find a way to make money from it. So we have Temperance next. This is investing your time into something that your heart is in. This could be spirituality, is what they're saying. Like we were talking about that before, going back to what we were brought up in, but it's like, in a way where it's like we enjoy it, not that it's forced upon us or dictated to us, where it's like you gravitate it towards it naturally. Balance, adjustments, resources, guidance, choices, moderation, realization. Reduces to 5. Change and transformation. So, you know what I mean? This is what we're talking about here. Change and transformation. You take away that part, there's the number 5. Double 5 makes 10. Change and transformation. And sometimes we need to change and transform, in order to see the next, plateau of where we're seeing. They're showing like with the Enchanted Forest, where the white heart leads you to this big open meadow. I think it's the world. I think it is that card, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's the Wheel of Fortune. I think it's the world. So it's like this big, beautiful field, and it's like it's smooth sailing. You know what I mean? You may be managing a huge workload, balancing budgets, or negotiating with demanding people. I feel very much where they're talking about the Six of Swords here, where it's like you're finding yourself in this chi energy of Taurus, and you're sitting there and you're grounding yourself, and it's just like realizing, like even myself, it's like, you know what, I'm allowed to have days off, and I don't have to feel guilty about it. You know what I mean? It's just like, everybody knows that I have Shabbat off, and I don't need to feel guilty about that. That's time for me to ground myself. That's time for me to spend with my kids and catch up with them in the week. That's time for me to sit there and do something like gardening. You know what I mean? And or get some things done around the house. Not during obviously Shabbat, but the hours before Shabbat, or after Shabbat. So it's like I don't have to feel guilty about that. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's that grounding force there. Give others what they need in reasonable measure. And that's where I was talking about with readings. I understand that everybody wants to know things. I understand. I've been on both sides of things. But it's also the fact that it's just like everybody knows I go through these cycles where it gets so busy. And I'm fair to everybody. It's just like, we had Passover, and it's just like it got really busy right before Passover. So there's a backlog of people. But I am working on it. It's a huge blessing. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm not naive enough to be like, if you want to go to a different healer, like I get offended. It's like, no, because I went to multiple healers. Give what others need in a reasonable measure, but conserve your energy too. Make time to schedule plans and care for your own needs. Overall, this card asks you to readdress whatever is out of kilter. Connecting with guides and angels. And I definitely feel like it's like, we don't have to be workaholics 24/7. Because you know what? We're all entitled to time off. We're all entitled to woosat. We're all entitled to reground ourselves before we start again. So illusion, the unconscious, mastery, deception, uncertainty, dreams, decision. Reduces to 9. So 9 is almost at 10. So where it's like an ending. We're in that in-between energy. The number of tension and realization. You may feel confused, disappointed, or disillusioned. Emotions run high. So with 4 planets in water, that's totally not uncalled for. You sense the need for a decision, which feels like a great risk. Vulnerable as you are, ask your intuition to guide you and discern what is a real option and what may be fantasy. When you do this, you may discover your true path and the work that you are meant to do. Dreams, philosophy. So a lot of dream energy here. Cutting out our territory, calling back our soul tribe. Maybe it's like you think, like I always say, like if you think of someone and they're on your mind, reach out to them. Be like, hey, I know it's been a while, just wanted to check on you. Like everybody gets busy, but if you honestly, like, I always tell myself, oh yeah, I'll message them later, and I forget. You know what I mean? It's not like that, not that I don't want to, I just forget. So it's just like, when I have that opportunity, it takes a couple of seconds to send a text. It's like, okay, hey, how's it going? You know, you've been on my mind. Hope all is well. I'll talk to you soon. You know what I mean? So it's just like, maybe they need to talk to you at that time. Maybe they've been thinking about you as well, where it's just like they know they can come to you for advice, or you're just a good friend and they want to ground themselves, whatever it is. It's just, you know, whatever it is, it's like that reconnection. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Thursday, April the 28th, 2022. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.